a quick recap so that we can see whether the rules are working. We had some rules. Till now you knew these rules. Let us see whether they are working in the chart of Gregory Peck. Gregory Peck, I think many of you know him. He was a good, very good actor and played some very good character roles. Okay, so in his chart, we have Taurus rising with Venus in it. The Arudha Lagna is in the sign Aquarius. Right? Both Saturn and later the Lagna were rising in trines to that. Aquarius is a very, very evil sign because it is co-lorded by Rahu. It is the co-lordship of Rahu that makes it evil. Or else by nature it is not evil. It's a very philosophical sign. It is the Mula Trikona of Saturn. It gives the philosophy from Saturn. But it is the ownership of Rahu is what makes it evil. Because of that Rahu, the first rule was you take the Arudha Lagna and see whether Saturn has come in trines to it. If it has come and you happen to be living in Kali Yuga, it's likely that you will go at that time. So Saturn happens to be in the 5th house, you can see from the Arudha Lagna. So he's time for his leaving. Second point. Then you see the dashas, which we are not seeing now because we are only seeing Gochara.
So Arudha Lagna is aspected by 2 malefics, so it's stronger to kill.
It is also Aquarius.
Just because of that?
No, it's aspected by malefics, of course.
Okay.
Right. So you see the idea of Gochara is to assist you in pinpointing the time. It does not mean that you can just apply Gochara and make a decision about somebody's death. It has to be based upon your dashas. Please do the Shula dashas before you take a decision. So we have Saturn trining the Arudha Lagna in Gemini. The next point would be the Mrityupada. Mrityupada is the Arudha of the 8th house. The Arudha of the 8th house is in Pisces. Do you get that? 8th house is Taurus. 8th house from Taurus is Sagittarius. Jupiter is in Pisces. So the Arudha of Sagittarius will go to Gemini. 1st house, 7th house from that house is not allowed. 10th from that we take is Pisces. The two riders. So now, where would the sun be? Which is the more likely sign to kill? Is it you think Pisces is going to kill more, or is it Virgo that is going to kill more? Why? There's Jupiter in it, right? So Jupiter will kill. No, but you just said it's stronger. Jupiter will kill.
Yeah, because there are 3 planets in there. So
Right.
it was more stronger with the.
Right, now look at Virgo. Virgo is also aspected by those 3 planets. And one of them happens to be the Lord of Virgo also. And he happens to be debilitated. Mercury is debilitated. You think it has got a likely chance to kill more? You're looking at death. You're not looking at something positive. You're supposed to be looking at something negative. Which is more, that is why I use the word evil, so that you will think in terms of the 4th source of strength of Gemini, which is likely to cause death. Not give you an award or a status or a prize. Somebody is going to annihilate you from this planet. It's supposed to be a very shocking experience. So, you think Virgo is more likely? I have purposely picked up these charts. I have many more. I picked up charts so that I can make you think about the options, the difficult cases when they come in front of you. I can take easy cases, everything working like a team. Right? So you see, Virgo happens to be more likely. Now see the trines to Virgo. You think Taurus can give it? Venus aspected by Rahu? Hmm? Okay, anyway, we'll go into that individual. We'll just apply the rule of trine right now. We'll go into the particular sign later. How to choose the particular sign. The sun is in Taurus. It's in trine. Now come to the next step, the Tithi. Which is the fifth lord? Conjoined.
Guru is strongest.
Guru is stronger? You sure Guru is stronger than sun?
Own science.
Our great Hayagriva worshipper? I want your opinion.
It's his house. His Lord in the house.
Actually, question is about Guru and Sun. Who is stronger?
That is the rule, isn't it? When the fifth lord is conjoining planets, then we choose one of them.
Yeah.
Sun is in Meena. That's
Jupiter is stronger.
On
Let him say.
Jupiter is in Pisces. Okay, 1 house. Jupiter should be strong in this case.
Okay.
You see the degrees.
Sun
Sun is advanced.
What degrees? Jupiter's an own sign. Straight.
No, I won't say that. I want to just look in different ways. You see the degrees. Sun is in 22 degrees. Jupiter is in 19 degrees. Okay.
No, that's the same thing we did for the Atma Karak. No, Atma Karak is the most in degrees, but then we took Sun in Rajiv Gandhi's case because it was an own house.
Right. I want to. You see that? It's working again.
Okay.
Right? So we should take Jupiter because we did that in Rajiv Gandhi's case where we took the sun.
Yeah.
Right. So Jupiter rules Trayodashi and Panchami. How do I know that Jupiter rules these Tithis? Are you all aware of the Tithis ruled by the planets?
no.
Who doesn't know?
I haven't read.
Right. Take the 8 planets from the Sun to Rahu in the order of the weekdays. Very simple. What is the order? Sun is 1, Sunday, then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, then Rahu. Let's call it that way. Okay? So we have 8 of them from Sun to Rahu. This is the order of the Tithis rulership. So the first Tithi, that is Pratipad, is ruled by the Sun. Second will be ruled by the Moon. Third will be ruled by Mars. Fourth will be ruled by Mercury. 5, that is Panchami, is ruled by Jupiter. 6, Sashti is ruled by Venus. 7, Saptami is ruled by Saturn. And Ashtami is ruled by Rahu. Now again the cycle comes back. Navami, that is again first, is ruled by Sun. Dashami is ruled by the Moon. Ekadashi is ruled by Mars. Dwadashi is by Mercury. Trayodashi is ruled by Jupiter. Then Chaturdashi is ruled by Venus. And then Panchadashi, that is your Purnima, is ruled by Saturn. As an exception, now we got Rahu left out, right? So the other Purnima is the 0, Amavasya, that will be ruled by Rahu. That is the rulership of the Tithis. It's very simple, very easy to remember. Okay? Now, so we have the fifth lord, Mercury conjoining Jupiter and the Sun. Jupiter is stronger, it should give a Jupiter Tithi. He died on Trayodashi. Now the question will be, why Trayodashi, why not Panchami? My answer is, I don't know. I told you so much. Beyond this, you guys have to do your research. What I know, I have told you very honestly. It works all the time, excepting in the cases of very, very spiritual people like Vivekananda, where they said it was Ichhamritu. There's a whole description of how he sweated and blood came from his eye and all that. What can we do in that case? Right? So here it is working. Now what is the Lagna? What should be the Lagna when a person dies? See, Lagna means the time of the Shiva Tandava. When Shiva, by his Tandava, is removing the soul from Maya. You see, have you seen the feet of Shiva when he's dancing? There's a little demon, he's called Maya. What is Maya? Arudha, the Arudha Lagna. So when Shiva dances, Shiva is Satya, the Lagna. when he dances, that Lagna will come on the Arudha Lagna and destroy the Maya. That is death. That rule nobody can overcome. Even the highest of saints will have to obey that rule. Because the separation of the soul from the body can only take place at certain times. Okay? That is the Nataraj. Yeah.
Actually,
In the case of mass death, like earthquake or some other accidents, would this rule will be applied to all the one who is dying on the day?
I also had that, even I had that thought, but I did not have the resources to go and get their horoscopes and test it. Why don't you take it up as a research case? Since you have shown the interest, you must. It'll be good, Try it. Try it and see to what extent it is working. Bahumarana Yoga. There are yogas, Bahumarana Yoga. When does this yoga work? Why does this yoga work? Does this Arudha rule also satisfy Bahumarana Yoga? We need to know that. Bahu means many. Bahu is not wife. Bahumarana Yoga is your wife is dying. Huh?
It is Sanghatak Marana.
संघातक मरने योगा सही है दिव्यराम बहुमरने योगा ठीक है सर तो Lagna rising at the death is Gemini over here. Now what is the Arudha Lagna? It was Aquarius.
Yes.
We got a trine again.
yes.
We got Gemini. He died when Gemini was rising. All the cases, Indira Gandhi, I have taken charts which are not ambiguous. Charts which have been published, debated in astrological journals and magazines. Well-known charts. Rajiv Gandhi, Indira Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, and now Gregory Peck also. Everyone has followed that beautiful cue. Sanjay Rath. What did you say? Sanjay Gandhi. So, yes, it will work. It will work. The only thing where it did not work, which we will take up now, that let us go to the next slide. We will see now what are my observations. What was my grandfather told you? I have told you very honestly. What I did not find working was planet in the fifth bhava. I do not know why he added bhava. It never works. Only the planets conjoining or aspecting the fifth lord have the power to modify. This is the thing. The planets in the fifth house are not giving that. Also, the bhakti has the power to modify. The rules of Pandit Jagannath Rath has taught in a tradition working very well in charts of all normal human beings, including the highest politician. चाहे वो जितना राजा क्यों ना हो, जितना शेर क्यों ना हो, no matter how many people salute him and fall at his feet. If he is a politician, it will surely work. The cases where this Yama death, what I call this is the Yama's death, where this Yama's death is not functioning, is this cases like Vivekananda. Even Dr. Raman, it did not work. We will see those cases. It proves to me that if a person is very spiritual, his rules will not function. This Arudha rules, because if you see, there are two set of rules. One set of rules is based upon the Lagna, one set is based upon the Arudhas. What are we doing in these rules? We are taking Arudha Lagna. We are taking Mrityu Pada. I am not taking 8th house nor the 8th lord, but the Mrityu Pada. Again, the Lagna is based upon the Arudha. The Tithi is based, only the Tithi is based upon 5th lord. Because that is again a sort of bhakti. When we do the workshop on the tattvas, I will go into the tattvas and how the tattvas work in our body. Before I take up devatas, you say there is God. Why does the dog not know that there is God? Does the dog know that there is God? Anyway, we'll discuss that in the workshop. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, so we found the Arudhas working consistently, without fail. My grandfather's things he had taught me is working beautifully. But in the case of this, it is not working. So we will study the charts now of Swami Vivekananda and even our Dr. B.V. Raman as an astrologer. My importance of taking Dr. Raman's chart. I could have taken so many spiritual charts and shown it to you. Why I picked up Dr. Raman's chart? to encourage you to study Jyotish. Jyotish is a Vedanga. Jyotish is a spiritual study. Jyotish is not just finding out when you're going to buy a car and a house. In reality, it is supposed to ignite the spiritual fire in you. And when the spiritual fire ignites within you, like Dr. Raman, you will be totally dedicated to one deity, just one. That is very important. It must be just one deity. And then it is on the day indicated by that deity that you will go. Am I being understood? It has to be that one. Yeah.
In the beginning, you talked about the three types of death and the different gunas. So the mana and the rajas guna relates to the aruda, and then we also covered, I think, the tamas guna, but the sattva guna, maybe when
Is here.
people are in the
Sattva
sattva
guna.
guna, then the aruda doesn't work and all those things.
Aruda still works in some ways. Aruda works in the way you die. The third house from Aruda Lagna will decide how you will die. Even for the saints. Let us say Vivekananda thought, I do not wish to live in this world. I want to leave this planet. Why did he think? Why suddenly a person who told everybody, don't do astrology and waste your time. Go and do your work. Develop this nation, modernize it. Why suddenly, in the last days of his life, he himself was seeing the Panchanga and making horoscopes? Why did he do that? What caused this change in him? That means he was preparing for his own death. He was seeing Panchanga. That means he is approving the thing of astrology and horoscopes. Why did he do it? That means he knew he was going. So his master had told him, the day you will realize yourself, you will not want to stay in this planet for even one day. Even a day will not pass, you will not want to stay. The day you realize yourself. When does that happen? That happens when Jupiter is involved in the third house from Aruda Lagna. Because Jaimini says that it is only a Jupiter who will burn his own house, but will not the burn house of the neighbor. He will sacrifice himself, but not others. So he built this beautiful mission, but he did not want to stay to enjoy that mission, become a big priest and sit over there and everything. He did not want to do that. He had to leave. He said, my job is done. My master wanted me to start him for his teachings. I've done my job. I must go. All the books here, it is shocking. In that age, 40. It's a very tender age. 39, 40. He finished all the 4 books that he wanted, major books, the 4 yoga books, right? The paths, the 4 paths. Did he not write on the 4th path? Right?
Yes.
Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Raja Yoga. All the 4 yoga books, the 4 paths. The 4 yogas are the 4 paths that we have. Whatever he had to write, he finished. His job is over. He realized himself. He left. Just open the chart. We'll go into that. You will see from the Aruda Lagna, the importance of Aruda Lagna, why I tell you. See the third house from Aruda Lagna. Third house from Aruda Lagna will decide how you will depart from this world. And you see Jupiter over there. Jupiter, Jaimini teaches that Jupiter and Venus associated with the third from Aruda Lagna people will know, especially Venus, in case of Venus it is Asura Guru. Since Shukra is Asura Guru, it is not really a Ichha Mrityu. It is you go into a coma. The Gurus rule the head, the brain. What is a Guru? Who is a Guru? A Guru is he who can sit on your head. Your Guru doesn't hang around in your pockets. He stays in your head. So the Gurus have a power to alter your thinking. So when a Guru sits in that third house from Aruda Lagna, Jaimini says, everybody shall know that you are leaving. Now if Jupiter is there, you will yourself wish to go. It will go, it will be very peaceful death. If Venus is there, you could go into a coma and things like that before you die. The way you will die, what instruments will be used, the place you will die is that third house from Aruda. This detailed description. will come from that place. Okay? In Mahatma Gandhi's case, we saw third from the Aruda was sun in Virgo. So he was in a garden. Sun is a bullet. Right? What would you describe this? Would anybody try to describe this? The place where he will go? What is Libra? Right? So he will die in a market with Jupiter in that. When Jupiter is there, it has to be peaceful in a room. It has to be. Jupiter will totally alter everything. Nobody can dominate over Jupiter. He dominates over everybody. That is the power of Jupiter. That is why he represents God. So Jupiter sits in that house, having the power to completely alter it. So, but Jupiter will also not break the rule completely. He says, okay, fine. Jupiter in the third or the fifth from Aruda Lagna has the power to alter it to give a peaceful death. It's a guarantee. That is the power of God. Also in fifth from Aruda Lagna he has the power.
No Rashi Drishti is falling on
Nothing, no Rashi Drishti.
No Drishti is falling. No Drishti is
It is
falling.
God's wish. Bhagwan इच्छा. महाराज जब भगवान तय कर लिए आप और हम क्या करेंगे वहां पर? That is what Gemini says. When he gives all this, he gives a rider over there. See Jupiter. Don't ignore Jupiter. यहाँ देखो गुरु बैठे हैं थर्ड में. थर्ड फ्रॉम आरूढ़ इज हैविंग जुपिटर इन इट. आप कैसे इग्नोर कर दोगे उसको? और बलवान होकर बैठा, वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग जुपिटर.
भगवान होके बैठा, कोई दूसरा इन्फ्लुएंस है ही नहीं.
हाँ, very powerful Jupiter. आप बताओ. And this Jupiter is sitting in Libra, so it has to be a room, but it will be some kind of a large room or open air room, whatever it is. So anyway, this time I'm hoping I'll be able to see the room. Right?
What if there is no planet in the third house from Aruda?
I don't know. Initially, when I was a kid, I would think that perhaps if there's no planet, I won't die. I thought so. I later on realized no. It is just that a graha is not causing death. There is no special circumstances that will cause your death. So we take the aspects of that Rashi. We take the Lord of that Rashi. Most important is the aspects of the Rashi. Don't ignore aspects. How did Rajiv Gandhi die? Can we see that? Can we go back to Rajiv Gandhi's chart? Interesting, isn't it? A very interesting study. So let's go back to the charts. Where is his Aruda Lagna? Taurus. What is the third house from Aruda Lagna?
That says it all.
What sort of a death will Rahu give? Rahu is in which sign? Cancer. Cancer is Matri Bhava. When we it's the house of the mother. It gives you the Dasha Mahavidya. Dasha Mahavidya comes from Karka Rashi. So which Mahavidya is that? Chinnamasta. What is Chinnamasta? Head is cut off.
Without
How did he die? Did you know that his head was not found? Did he?
How do we know it is Chinnamasta?
Rahu बैठा ना कर पे. To be very sure of that, come on the 18th, 19th. है ना? राहु बैठा है वहाँ. So that normally the Dushta Marana yogas come because of Rahu. Roga Marana comes because of Shani. If Shani has drishti on that house, you will have Roga Marana.
Rahu is in the third D20, which is deity Chinnamasta.
Pardon?
Rahu is in third D20 division, which is governed by Chinnamasta. The deity is Chinnamasta.
Okay. वो डिटेल में बाद में जाएंगे. अब कोई अपराजिता बोल देगा तो आप क्या जवाब दोगे? नेक्स्ट कोई अपराजिता बोल देगा तो क्या जवाब देंगे?
है ही नहीं.
मानो किसी और की कुंडली में है तो इसलिए मैं बोलता नहीं हूँ.
This is here because
मैं कभी कोई सूत्र नहीं बोलता जब तक मैं श्योर नहीं होता दूसरे पे काम करेगा. Unless you are sure that it will not work in another one.
No, I'm not making any but
Okay. please settle down. We are all comfortable. Sorry, जी बैठो आप. पीछे बैठेंगे. Okay. Okay. Let us continue. Let us continue. So in Rajiv Gandhi's case, we have seen that the third from Arudha Lagna is Rahu. Dushta Marana Yoga. He died. Right? By that method. Boom. Okay. Shall we see the previous one? Mahatma Gandhi, how did he die? Third from Arudha Lagna? Sun. Bullet. Next one, Indira Gandhi. Go further up. Yeah. Where is the Arudha Lagna? Aries. But is the third from there? Ketu is aspected by Rahu and Shukra. Right? How did he die? How did she die?
Short death.
Also short death.
Endless mercenaries.
So my point is, it works in all charts. Why it will not work in your chart? Please think. The idea of taking this paper today was to make you to think. You are going to die. That is the prediction I am making today, which will not fail. So when you know you are going to die, you have only one option. You can alter when you will die, but very rarely can you alter how you will die. Yeah.
A number of years ago, you had taught us that in the charts of spiritual people, you could also look at the third from the Atmakaraka.
Yes.
Have you changed your views on that?
Totally. Spiritual people, right? So I do not know how to see fully spiritual people. In Kali Yuga, I really don't know, I'm telling you. I showed two charts where the Arudha rules are not working. Vivekananda's did not work. And to encourage you people to study Jyotish, I showed Dr. B.V. Raman's chart. It did not work. I proved that he is equally spiritual.
Yeah, in case of Dr. D.V.
Raman.
Show his
See,
chart.
third
Let's
from
have his
here.
chart. Let's have his chart.
But
Yes.
should we just regard that theory, the third from the Atmakaraka?
No. Third from it is that. What is written in the Jaimini Sutra is there. The question is that to what extent will it work in this Kali Yuga? In Kali Yuga, we cannot, Lakshmi. Who is existing at that Atma level? How many of us can stay under a tree for 3 days and not 4th day because we may get attached to the tree? Be reasonable. Be honest. In the chart of Dr. Raman, where is Arudha Lagna? Taurus. Really?
There's another one in
Where is the other Arudha Lagna?
Asia.
There are two Arudha Lagnas in this chart. Which one is correct? One is in Aries and one is in Taurus. Are you able to see the Aries Arudha? Or it has become such Arudha, it is not visible. You count from the Lagna, the colord of Lagna is Rahu, two houses from there you count Arudha Lagna is in Aries. What is the difference between Aries Arudha Lagna and Taurus Arudha Lagna?
Taurus has the sun in third from the
Taurus has?
Sun in the third house.
No. What is the difference between the Arudha itself?
Saturn and Moon are there in Taurus.
Saturn and Moon are there in Taurus, so that will manifest more easily in this planet. But there is an aspect to the Arudha in Aries which we cannot ignore. Rahu is in the 12th from that Arudha Lagna. It makes him very spiritual.
Yo, great.
And you see in one of his books, he only gives this rule. If Rahu is in the 7th or 12th from Arudha Lagna, a person will be very spiritual. Where do you read it? In one of his books, How to Judge a Horoscope. You read those books thoroughly. So here you see the 5th Lord, if I had to take the standard rule, I take the 5th Lord, Mercury, conjoining Shukra and Mangala, and it is not giving the Tithi. How can somebody just alter the Tithi in which he will die? Unless he is that spiritual to do it. Because the 5th house is Mantra Bhava. Depending, and it is also Bhakti Bhava. If you have very strong Bhakti and your mantra is very strong, you do not have to die on the basis of what the planets are showing in your chart. You can alter it. Here, see this chart. It did not work. All the charts it worked till now, excepting two charts, Vivekananda and Dr. Raman. So you must treat Jyotish as a Vedanga, not only for finding out when you will buy house and car. You see that? What else? What was the other rule that did not work over here? Saturn's transit. Where was Saturn transiting? If I take Aries Arudha Lagna, I'll get that. What else is the condition with Aries Arudha Lagna? He will be the eldest. Is he the eldest? Normally Aries Arudha Lagna or Makar Arudha Lagna, the person is the eldest. Come on, what studies you are doing? Okay, anyway. Mrityupada A8 is in Cancer. Sun is not in a trine to 8. You see that? Why is the Mrityupada rule not working over here? So you see, when somebody becomes very spiritual, please do not try to predict the death on the basis of the Arudhas. Do not try it, you will fail. Okay?
The third from ALs should work in this chart though. You
Yes.
said third of ALs.
What is the third from AL over here?
It's Cancer with Sun in it. If you-
Why it will not be Gemini with nothing in it?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Vilay depends upon which Arudha you are taking.
Right.
If I take Aries as the Arudha, I see him as a very spiritual person.
Right.
If I take Taurus as the Arudha, I don't see him as a very spiritual person. Which one should I take?
So Gemini with no planets.
Aries, he will be the eldest child. He is the eldest. I think he is the only child.
Only.
He is the only child of his parents. From that Arudha Lagna, Rahu is in 12th house, extremely spiritual. Only child, which is right. And the third from that Arudha Lagna is Mithuna Rashi. No planets are there in it, only aspected among Kshara. Rahu is aspecting it. True. But then, how strong is that Rahu's aspect coming on that sign Gemini? To what extent can it alter it? Pardon?
It's in Pisces, so Rahu is in
If
Pisces.
I take the Arudha Lagna aspected by Jupiter from Scorpio, you think it can alter that? It cannot. Because he has been a great astrologer. That Jupiter is very strong in that chart. His predictions about world war are the ones that gave him world fame. Why did his predictions about world war come out right? Why did he become famous with that? It's a simple thing. Can anybody tell me?
Aries.
Jupiter is truth, Satya. It is in the 10th house, in Vrishchika. Okay? So it is that Jupiter which caused it. So you can see that it is whenever you have to take a decision, weigh the factor of Jupiter and Rahu. Have you read the 8th house from Arudhas, about the 8th house from Arudhas? What is the importance of the 8th house from Arudha? 8th house from Lagna. Come on.
8th house from Arudha Lagna, if it has malefics, then it's very bad. If it has benefics,
Bad for
make
what?
it bad for the image, bad for the
Image is the Arudha itself. Why should the 8th cause it?
That house is sustenance. What sustains?
Sustaining second from the Arudha.
Longevity.
8th house from the Arudha, 8th house from the Atma Karaka, and the 8th house from the Lagna are studied where you will die. Are you going to die at home, or will you be traveling in a foreign land and die over there, or will you die on the way? Who decides? 8th house decides. How you will die, you are going to see from the 3rd. What will happen to the body after you die will be seen from the 5th house. That is why the eldest son, who is sitting in the 5th house, is the most important person after you die. 5th from Arud, 5th from Lagan, and 5th from Atmakara. Three factors. I'm only saying, in Gemini, all these three you have to study very carefully, simultaneously. Lagna, Arud, and Atmakara.
So what happens to the body seen from the fifth house, from the Arudha or from the Lagna?
All three of them.
Or
How could Nostradamus have made a prediction? 50 years after I die, my grave will be exhumed, and there shall be a war, and they will come to drink wine from my skull. And a bullet will be fired, a stray bullet, which will bounce off that skull, breaking my skull finally. Kapala, we do that Kapala breaking. We do it in India. But in his case, it was done by a stray bullet, which will break and drop that wine, and it will bounce off and kill the man who digs him out. What a prediction. How did he do it? My question is, at least I must know the principle how he did it. What is the basis by which he did it? The fifth from Arudha, the fifth from Lagna, and the fifth from Atma Karaka will decide what will happen to the body after death. That is why in our Hindu Shastra, the fifth, which is natural sign, is Simha Rashi, Agni, fire. The body is given to the fire. By whom? By the eldest son, which is fifth house. There is a beautiful reason in our Shastras for everything. Okay? Shall we continue? Yeah.
In the case of Parivartana, for example, in the third from Arudha Lagna, there is Raha in Parivartana with another Raha.
Are you talking about your horoscope?
Yes.
Sorry. No readings now. No. Yeah.
Mahatma Gandhi's death, we said, third from Arudha Lagna was Vandok, so it was the garden.
Right.
Now we are saying that it is 8 from Arudha Lagna is the place.
Place means distance,
That's right.
not description of the place or the nature of the death.
Distance? So like a fixed sign would be more close? and
Yes, that's
all
right.
of that?
Fixed sign is closer, movable sign is very far, dual signs are on the way or in the city. Okay. First find out when you will die and then we'll talk about all those things. Can you tell me from the chart when you will die? You can. So you got to study this now. Come on. Okay, so we saw these two charts and we have seen it working. Shall we see Vivekananda's chart once again?
yes.
Maybe I missed something and you can help me. Try it. Okay. Where is Arudha Lagna? Leo. Some people say that this horoscope is wrong, Sanjay. The Capricorn Lagna is correct.
Isn't that in Prabhupada?
Who? So if we take Capricorn Lagna over here, where is Arudha Lagna? Pardon? Taurus. Right, it's in Taurus. Where was Saturn when he passed away? Oh, it works. It works,
That's why they say that it's
Okay. Then shall we take Mrityupada in the case of Capricorn Lagna, which is the 8th house? Leo. 8th lord is would be in Sagittarius, and Mrityupada is in Mesha. Where was the sun? Oh, it's trines to Libra. That works, I say. Okay, where was the Arudha Lagna where we found out? The Arudha Lagna we found out was in?
Taurus.
What was the Lagna rising?
It's not working.
It doesn't work. But this rule has to work. This rule, the third rule of the Lagna rising at the time of death, has to work even if you are the biggest saint. So that is the reason why Capricorn Lagna is not right. Okay? No matter what, the Lagna at which you will go, you cannot change that. Now shall we see the Arudha Lagna over here is Sagittarius. Do you think he has an image of being very blunt and straight on the face? Did he have such an image? Be careful of what you will talk with him, otherwise he can get up and slap you. You think he had such an image? Yes, he had. He was quite young when he slapped two missionaries in the train. for daring to talk bad things about India and Hinduism. He had the guts to stand up and say what he had to say. That is Sagittarius Aruda. That is the image he had. You see that? Oh, sorry, that is a Simha Aruda. Dhanu Lagna with Simha Aruda. I mean, he was a firebrand. You see his statements. Awake, arise. How does it feel? You just get up, okay? Is it not? He awoke the nation. The nation was sleeping. He woke it up. Who wakes you up? See his Atma Karaka. Planet in Lagna. Sun. What Tithi was he born? Do you know what Tithi he was born? I think he was born on Navami.
Saptami, sorry, Rat. Yes.
Krishna Saptami. And according to your own rule, 29 degrees Sagittarius would mean it's a soul in transition.
Because he was born on Sunday.
Oh, he was born on Sunday also. Yes, his Surya is very strong. Okay, anyway, why did, you see, none of the rules worked over here. You see the Mrityupada rule? So, what do I do in such a case? How do I predict that he will die?
Straight away ask it.
Maharaj.
So the nadis are more for spiritual people?
Yes.
Because the nadi worked and
The nadi worked
but even
completely.
the fifth lord didn't work in this
Yeah.
for the Tithi.
Even the fifth lord did not work. You see, fifth house has got Mars.
Yeah.
It is supposed to show that he will go on Ekadashi or on Tritiya.
Yeah.
Whereas actually he left on Shiva's day. In fact, it died on the Masa Shivratri. It chose to leave on Shivratri.
So we should choose, you were asking what we should do with charts like this, we should look, if somebody's really spiritual, then we look more at the nadi teachings that you taught us in the beginning.
What do we do? How do we go about it? Still, it has to show in the horoscope somewhere, right? How do we go about it? Yeah.
It's about free will. He can choose. It's about Upachaya Stanta. Can it be?
Are you going to tell me that his death is in Upachaya and others is
No,
not?
no. Because I saw there A3.
Hmm.
That's because the Upachaya Bhavas are the place of our free will. And that free will either is Icha Mrityu, he got the free will to choose. No, we can.
That is not the argument. That is wrong. Third house is called Guru Upadesha. Third house is the house of sexuality or abstinence from sexuality. Brahmachari. Third house is the house of Guru Upadesha, is the Guru Mantra. How does the Guru Mantra come? From the ear. Third house. That is why one of the factors of the third house is the Guru Mantra. That house has the Aruda of that house has the power to change it. So that if you do your Guru Mantras properly, the mantras that have been taught to you properly, you have taken proper dikshas, it can change everything. You can see in this case, if it can change death, it can change your life, surely. You see my point? If it has the power to change death, it surely has the power to change your life. That power comes from the Guru Mantra, which is far more powerful than anything else because it is the third house. You talk of Upachaya. What is Upachaya? Growth. Growth in what direction? Growth of bank balance? Or is it spiritual growth? Is it growth in what way? Burning your karmas quickly? If that is the growth, then it is coming from the Guru Mantra. It is not coming from anything else. It is coming from the yamas and niyamas that you practice. And all these things only follow the third house, the Guru Padesha. And what is mantra if it is not Guru Padesha? So am I clear? That is the reason why I was hinting here about A3. A3 is the Aruda, the manifestation of that Guru Padesha. Where is A3 in this chart? Where?
Fifth house. Fifth house.
Okay.
And two.
And the other one?
Another one is
Kanya is the other one. No way. The other one is in Rishabh.
Fifth house. Aries.
One is Aries and one is in Taurus. Right. One is in Aries and one is in Taurus. Which one do you think is the manifestation? And how has this Guru Upadesa manifested? The Guru gives you one tiny mantra. And with that little mantra, you create one huge banyan tree. Like a little seed of a banyan tree is becoming a huge, acres long, big tree. Tiny seed. That is the power of the mantra. So what manifested from here? The mission manifested, the Ramakrishna mission, right? So from which Rashi shall I see the Ramakrishna mission over here? Shall I see it from Taurus or shall I see it from Aries?
Aries.
I see it from Aries?
Mars can congregate people.
Mars is congregating people for what purpose?
Well, Sun in the ninth house in trines to Aries.
Right? That Guru Mangala Yoga. The yoga between the fourth lord and the fifth lord, which is a very nice yoga. Is it time for lunch? Is it? I see it for.
No.
So you can clearly see that. Anyway, this is a different aspect which I will not get into now. Let us see. Okay, throw up some other chart. Does anybody want me to study any chart over here? Which is of a person who has passed away?
Do you have a chart of Princess Diana? I don't have the data, but that'll be interesting.
Princess Diana. There are two charts of Princess Diana. One which has been given by K.N. Rao in one of his books. I do not know the source of that chart. And one chart which I made out of a prashna, and simultaneously it was confirmed by Yogi Karve. About within 10 days of each other we confirmed it. Virgo Lagna we took. Let us try both.
Does anybody remember when she died?
Yeah, we all do.
September
Dates.
20th. September 1997. September 1997.
Anybody see this?
Your preferences?
Oh, yes, sorry. I don't understand this chat, do you?
Okay. Do we get this right? Now in this chart you can clearly see we have Virgo rising. Where is Arudha Lagna? It's in Sagittarius. What is the third house from Arudha Lagna? Kumbha. Which planet is there? What does Gemini say about Ketu? What is the exact word he uses? Thank you. Thank you. Accident. You think she died because of an accident? Now, what is that Kumbha Rashi? What kind of places can it indicate? A dark place, okay. Kind of a tunnel or kind of a bridge, things like that. Yes. Lots of machinery. Near a tank or near a water body. A bridge is near a water body. It's over a water body. Right? She died near that place? Okay, whatever. It was an accident, fine. Now I want you to see the 8th house from Lagna, Atma Karaka and Arudha Lagna to determine whether she will die in a foreign land or in the place of birth. 8th house from Lagna, Chara Rashi, alright. Normally I have found this doesn't work. Second, 8th house from Arudha Lagna, Chara Rashi, right. And this is also in a Chara Rashi. The lot of that is in a Chara Rashi, which is for me is more important. There are no planets there and the lot of that is Chara Rashi. Atma Karaka, which is Atma Karaka? Moon, the 8th from the moon is a Sthira Rashi. Where is the Lord? Sun. Now we've got three factors. From the Arudha Lagna, she was in a foreign land. From Atma Karaka, she was traveling. See the difference? I got three different answers. From the Lagna, I don't know what to make out. From the Arudha Lagna, I got a foreign land. What was she doing in the foreign land? Was she in a room? What was she doing? I will get that from Atmakaraka. Take the 8th house from Atmakaraka. Lord is Sun. Where is he placed? In a dual sign. She was struggling. First is, where is the place? It is near the house, away from the house, or a foreign land. After getting that, what was they doing in the foreign land? They were near the inside a room in the foreign land, or they were traveling, or they had again gone further somewhere. So these factors we take into account. It works. This is Yogi Karve's chart. Okay, anybody else wants to talk up any other chart?
Mother Teresa.
Okay, what about her death? Yeah, we're seeing her death. Where is the Aruna Lagna? Sagittarius. When did she die?
September.
Just why don't you put an asterisk and put Punya? Maybe let us see if it is there.
We wanted to still see Diana's, right?
Yeah, see the transits. Just go to transit and see the transit.
Okay. And that was when?
September 1997. 21st or 23rd, either 21st or 21st. And in Paris.
That's okay. That's
7th, right?
Yeah, 21st.
21st.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Where was Saturn?
Saturn was...
Make the proper time zone.
Saturn will not change signs with that. Please. Okay, so where do we have Saturn?
Pisces.
Pisces. What is our Aruda which we took? Can we go back to the natal chart?
It was August.
31st of August.
31st of August, which year?
1997.
31st August, 97, 98.
97.
August 97? 31st August 97. Saturn won't change.
Lagna is here.
And it's 2 hours east of GMT.
No, straight transit. No, it's not working. This particular thing is not right. The chart is not right. Does anybody have any other chart of Princess Diana?
2038, another time is there. I don't know whether it's right or wrong.
2030 at another time.
I have Astro Data Bank, I can look up her time of death.
Can we try that chart and see whether it's working?
It's like 2 or 3 in the morning on August 23rd.
We should be looking for Saturn first, right?
Yeah, it's not working. See the point about death chart, if you can get me authentic birth chart, we can have the authentic death chart. If we are going to sit and speculate like this, it won't be right.
As
Let
per
us-
Astro Data Bank, it is
Can-
1945.
Can you do me a favor, Vishti? Please open up a new chart.
New chart.
Just open up the folder. Put a star. Unfortunately, I don't have my mouse, otherwise I would have been much faster. Put a star over there and just do Punya. Put a star, asterisk, write Punya, right, put, yeah, right. Thank you. Ambani, let's do. Okay, Ambani. This is the time when Ambani died. Dhirubhai Ambani died. This is his chart. You can make out the transit was 6th of July 2002 in Pisces Lagna. Right? Sun was in Gemini. Can we open up Ambani's natal chart?
I can use this camera.
Pardon?
60.
They won't understand.
Shall we do this?
Right. Dhirubhai Ambani. Where is his Aruna Lagna? Pisces. Where should Saturn be?
Alright, so this 4, 7. In this case, Kanya is stronger, having a planet in Surf Guru Lagna. So trines to that most likely.
Okay. So according to you, it should be in trines to Kanya.
But
Let's
Jupiter
say-
is very benefic, so it will not like kill.
But Jupiter is stronger for Pisces than it is for Virgo. For Pisces, Jupiter is the lord of the sign as well as Jupiter.
Aspecting, yes.
For Virgo, he is only Jupiter,
Okay.
not the lord of the sign.
So it should be Kanya.
Yeah. Okay, let's see the
Transit.
transit. Where was it anyway?
It was in Taurus.
Hey, not bad. It worked.
Yes.
Not bad, it worked. Dhirubhai also was not that spiritual. You agree with me, right? Okay. So let us see now the sun's transit. Mrityupada.
This is natal chart.
Okay, where is Mrityupada? Taurus. So where do you think the sun will be? Trines to 8 or it will be trines to the 7th from 8? You think the sign Scorpio is more likely to kill than this because both the asuras are there. Okay. Let's see. So it will be in a water sign. Surya has to be in a water sign. That is the month in which he will die. Can we take a look, Vishti? Where was the sun?
Aries sign.
It's an Aries sign. No. Why didn't it work? Can we take a look again? Where are we going wrong?
You two numbers here.
Rahu is aspecting.
Rahu is aspecting the.
Rahu is aspecting the. Taurus.
Rahu is aspecting the Mrityupad from where?
It's not.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Saturn. Saturn is. How sensitive is the Lagna?
Pardon?
It's not so sensitive.
No. Nobody knows.
No, I mean, the transit Lagna.
See the point, the problem is this time is an approximation, birth time. Let us see, do we get the Lagna right? Let us see that.
Okay. His punya was Meena Lagna. Let's go back.
Perhaps Shiva in coma
It was Meena.
when he died.
Lagna's
Pardon?
Perhaps Shiva in coma when he died.
That is right.
So what?
Dhirubhai Ambani, I have got 2 death charts for him. 1, when he went to the hospital in a coma, and 2, finally when we were told that he had died.
You have a stroke chart in here.
That is called a stroke chart, what I call stroke chart. He had a stroke and they carried him to the hospital. And one fine day we were told that he died.
I'll just open that.
Let's see if that works, if that is more accurate for telling us death. Let us see.
And that is the third type of death which you discussed in the beginning of the.
Let us see. So this chart is not this chart Shani is working, but the month is not working correctly. Month is not working. Let us see the stroke, because he had a stroke in which we heard rumors. I heard a rumor that he has died.
Actually, he was brain dead.
समझे ना? I heard very clearly and I was told that Bhai passed away. समझे?
The month is the same.
After the stroke, how long he was actually in coma, basically?
I
Because
don't
if you
know.
see the degrees of sun, it has entered to Gemini.
You must understand that when people like him, when you are going to declare that he is going to pass away, the stock market is going to crash, millions and billions of dollars is going to fall. You just don't make an announcement like that.
So what I want to say is, here if you notice the position of sun, it's 9 degrees in Gemini. That means 9 days
More
after
than
the arrest.
More than that. No. Medical science can do a lot of miracles.
And has built it by machine.
Oh yeah.
So the stroke is
Shall
still
we-
showing which month?
Where is the sun over here in the stroke? It is still in Mithuna. Why? This is when I got the information of the stroke. When was that?
June 24.
Why was the sun there in Gemini? So the stroke is also in Gemini, it is not in Taurus. Could you open up his natal chart?
This is not.
Right. Why is the Mrityu Pada not working in this case? It should work. Tell me, can anybody give me a good reason? Can we see those Mercury and Venus? Why did that Mercury take over the month of death instead of Venus deciding it? He had a stroke before that, is it? See, my basic point out here that I'm trying to tell you is that it is not always possible that A8 alone will take a final decision. The Arudha will decide. The Arudha has two planets over there, Venus and Mercury. That sign is stronger. It is possible that a planet in the sign can decide the month when he will die. It has to be linked to the Mrityu Pada or the seventh, whichever is stronger. Right? So now, instead of just trines that my grandfather had taught me, I saw that a planet in the seventh can alter it. So here I am finding Mercury to have the ability to alter it. Why will Mercury alter such a date? When will Mercury alter it? Why it did not alter in other cases? When the planet is also Amatya Karaka or it has something to do with your karma.
It's not from Maraka.
It's a terrible Maraka, there's no doubt. It's also Badaka. Okay, so such a planet, Mercury, conjoining that Venus, is taking over that Mrityu Pada work. See, the thing, you got to, it is a very difficult job to tell when a person will die. This Mercury is taking over that because of Venus. The question is, why not Jala Rashi? Normally he should have died in Jala Rashi, the sun in Jala Rashi, but he died before that. Why did he go into coma? What shows that he will go into coma before death? Shukra rules the third house from Arudha Lagna. It's a well-known dictum. Okay? How many days will he be in coma?
2 months.
2 weeks.
If conjoined with Mercury or Rampaksha. If with Venus.
If I take Venus alone, it will be one paksha. If I take Mercury, it will be on the basis of 2 months.
2 months.
Multiples of 2 months I will do it.
Yes.
Good. Now, how many pakshas will he be?
Take the Navamsha.
Venus is in 15 degrees, so it is Bhargottama. Shukra is Bhargottama, if I'm right, is it not?
So one paksha.
One paksha.
Yes.
One paksha based upon that. 15 days, 14, 15 days will be. Right. Good. I know I have been able to incite a curiosity. Perhaps you are a bit curious now to find out. Yes, also too, you know that if we work hard, maybe we can find a set of rules. My grandfather gave me something. We should not die with that. We should be able to perfect it further. We should do our research to take it further. So that we are able to find definite answers. Right? So I have left you with a little bit of curiosity and a request to please continue the research. Okay? Thank you very much.